Welcome to the show.
Okay, Google. What are the Defenders?
Here is some information about the Defenders. Four of Marvel's biggest heroes are each working individually but have one common goal in mind: to save New York City. Burdened with their own personal challenges, Matt Murdock, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage and Danny Rand realise that they likely won't be able to accomplish their goals working solo.
No spoilers, Siri.
Jeez, I guess they don't need us.
Ask her what she thinks of the Iron Fist.
Okay, Google. What did you think of Marvel's The Iron Fist?
That seems like an interesting topic. What do you want to know about Marvel's The Iron Fist?
What did it get rated on Rotten Tomatoes?
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that.
Yeah.
I can help. The Iron Fist was great.
This was so bad.
Let's talk about the Defenders.
Let's start defending.
Who's watched it all?
I've watched it all.
I've watched it all too.
I have also put myself through the misery of watching the entire season of this show.
Whoa.
Well, I guess we know what Ye-Chan thinks of it.
Ye-Chan, did you like it?
Can I tell you guys a story?
Sure.
On Monday, I sent you guys a message. Who was that, Ali?
Ali's putting weird things
Nobody.
on the screen. Anyway.
On Monday, I said to you guys, can't wait to talk about Defenders with you guys.
So excited.
And you guys were like, oh yeah, let's talk about the Defenders.
This is very hostile. We didn't make the Defenders.
You know, at that point, I had seen 1.5 episodes.
Yep.
Everyone, just for context,
I did like the Iron
Ye-Chan's
Fist.
standard is he likes the Iron Fist.
I still like the Iron Fist, but I watched the first episode of the Defenders as soon as it was available.
Yep.
And thought, this has got to be the worst thing I have ever watched in my entire life.
The Defenders.
I don't
Yes.
understand how you can feel that way about the Defenders.
And then I thought,
not about
you know what? I should at least give it a good try before I form my opinion. So I turned on the second episode, and about 20 minutes into it, I had to turn it off
Wow.
because it was that bad. At which point I picked up my phone and sent you guys that message. I can't wait to talk about this.
So you haven't actually watched it?
So today, I said, you know what? Let me make my judgment. Let me watch the entire season of this show.
Mm-hmm. It's
And-
only 8 episodes.
8 episodes.
We're not spoiling, but we will in a bit.
8 hours of torture. God, it was so bad.
Why?
Just like the acting was bad, the story was crap. Like I didn't connect with any characters, not even Danny Rand. Like no
Your
one.
favorite
I was
guy.
not invested into
Your
what was
BFF.
going on. There was no clear
Your
goal. The action was crap. Like it just felt like a low budget B grade movie that some kid made in his backyard.
Wow.
Those
What
are my
do you guys
thoughts.
I don't think anyone agrees with you on that. Does
It was
anyone
so
else agree with
crap.
I loved it, and it sure as hell had its problems.
Yeah, I think I found it pretty forgettable. Like, I already don't remember what happened.
I thought it was really bad.
Thank you, Chris.
You guys are monsters.
What did you like about it, Ali?
I liked the... There was a lot I didn't like about it, but I think what they did get right was the main thing, in that how they interacted with each other. I really liked the relationships between the Defenders and how they kind of became a team.
I did appreciate the Iron Fist Luke Cage interactions.
You know when there was... So, okay, this doesn't spoil anything. The way they were interacting in the Chinese restaurant, when they were talking and he offers him the dumpling, like they needed that times 100. Like that was a glimpse of what this show needed to be. But it was literally that, and then later when they're talking, sitting across a room, that was it. Like there was, other than that, there was no connection between the characters. There was no...
Yeah.
camaraderie. Like you never, you know, they all do that scene where the camera pans and like they're all standing there looking at the camera and you're like, oh, that's the shot for the poster. Usually like in Avengers or anything else, when that happens, you're like, yeah, like they're a team, they're ready to do something. Whereas when that happened in this show, you were like, I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't care about, like, them working together, whatever. There was no real bonding. I don't think the chemistry was that good. And and the conflict between them was the same. So it could have been at least they argue about stuff and that's believable or convincing or interesting. But they fought about all this stupid stuff and I was like, oh, we have to have some conflict between them before they work together as a team. So they'll fight about something, right? I don't know. But nothing that they fought about made any sense at all.
And none of it actually mattered. Like, there was nothing that had consequences. And I hate movies with unnecessary exposition where Luke Cage keeps saying, we're never going to get through this battle. And somebody has to say, unless we work together.
They did say that a few times. Why
It's
did
like,
they
God,
say
like,
that?
why did you have to say that? Like, why don't you just show me that's the case?
I don't think they said that. When did they
They
say
said
that?
that twice.
They did.
When?
Yeah,
We're not going to
kept
get
doing
through
that.
this
Yeah.
unless we work together.
we can't win this on our own.
Well,
said
they do.
that twice.
Need to get together.
Yeah, but they can show that without telling us.
Don't tell me. Show me.
My biggest issues with it are spoilery, so I'm going to wait till we're doing the spoiler stuff. But did it feel like Daredevil season 2.5 to you guys?
No, it should have been.
But it didn't have it, like, it was his story.
You know what?
It wasn't anyone else's story.
It was. I thought it was mainly Iron Fist story.
No.
Yeah, I agree with you, AJ. I hated how Iron Fist it was. Yeah.
But the thing is, like,
Too much
with
fisting.
these types of shows, you want it to be one character driven, right? Because that's what keeps a story going. But it almost felt like they were trying to have all four of them equally in the show.
That was the problem. They should have gone with one person, and then they can have some development, some arc, because there was no arc for any of them.
Yeah.
And then they could.
No.
That person could have some development or arc, and then the others could show up and just be badass and be cool.
That's right. Yeah.
But none of them had development or arcs, and none of them really had moments to shine or be cool.
I disagree, but for a
Yeah.
different reason. But we'll get into spoilers and I'll explain why.
The other thing I hated was the bad guys. Like I said before this even came out,
All
I'm
right,
so
save
sick.
it. We'll get to it. Now, we are officially going into spoilers, but
We know who the bad.
we're in the last 10 minutes, and so come back if you want, or just leave if you want.
I'm gonna blow the spoiler horn.
Yeah. I actually meant to make a spoiler picture for the
quietest
screen,
sound you've ever made on this podcast. was
but
that
we
spoiler.
put it at the end so that you didn't miss
Sneaky.
so you couldn't leave and come back. So you just leave
Yeah.
or stay.
If you don't want spoilers,
I'm gonna
We are
spoil it.
spoiling the Defenders in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, Daredevil
Alright.
dies, but not really.
Okay.
Chris, what were you saying halfway through that?
Before, let me respond to what you said before that.
Okay,
before,
go.
though. So, I agree that none of them had arcs, but I think it was because there was so many stupid supporting characters who got so much damn screen time who I didn't care about,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, Colleen Wing, what are you doing on my television
She's
set?
so
I don't
bad.
care about you. I care even less about you than I do Iron Fist, let alone this curly-haired guy who you're having a confrontation with. I didn't watch The Defenders for Colleen Wing. I want Luke Cage bashing some people.
So bad.
And what did he do? He just stood there and took bullets a few times and got angry. And like, I don't want to fight. I'm like, I don't care. Like, about your motivation. You're supposed to be defending things.
it felt like they had a list of things they had to check off, and one of them was have a supporting character from each show be in this show. And they were like, tick, 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 tick. Okay, they're all in there.
Honestly,
Why
yeah.
are they there? Because for no reason other than just to be there.
It felt like there was more supporting character screen time than there was defender screen time.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
they
so
did-
annoying.
They did kind of shoehorn them in there, and it was annoying because they were doing the same thing they did in their season. So, like with Daredevil, they were still berating him about being Daredevil. I'm like, I've gone through this annoying arc already in Daredevil, where Foggy and the chick are just berating him about being Daredevil. I'm like, why is he still having this conversation?
I like that though because of how it ended. How he's like, "This is me. Screw off."
Yeah, but I thought he did that last time.
No, he ended in season 2, isn't that? That's why we pick up and he's not Daredevil.
Yeah, okay.
Gave
well,
it
if
up.
they'll stop annoying him about it ever again, because it's like they've gone over that ground. Like it didn't feel like that needed to happen. But I guess it did it made the fake death at the end have some kind of costs, because it was there, like they'd said this is what's going to happen. You're going to die eventually, and then they think he's dead.
But they already announced Daredevil season 3, so
Okay, even let's talk about the ending. Even how he dies, right? So obviously there needs to be some emotion driven into the fact that he loves Elektra, but she's trying to kill him. But you also see a slight goodness in her. But it was literally like, if you look at that scene, and I timed it, She punches him in the face. They fall to the ground, and 8 seconds later, they're making out.
It's true. It doesn't make any sense.
It's just like, oh, like I'm bad. Oh, flip of a switch.
Well,
now that we're about to die, I love you again, and then we're dead.
Her becoming the bad guy was the worst part of the whole show for me.
Black
Was the
Sky.
fact that she like replaced the bad guy that they'd been building up, and then she has no rational motivation to do anything. This is pointless. You've lost all stake.
Yeah, and
I don't get why New York was at stake.
When she killed
They just
Dragon
man.
bones.
Yeah, so they were going to get him and make it into the goop, and then that was fine. Why is New York going to get destroyed?
Because if Dragon Bone's getting taken out of the foundation of New York crumbles.
I don't think that's true.
I don't
That's
think
the way
how
the show
bones
told
work.
me.
I don't think that's
Is
how-
that what it was suggesting? Because it kind of
think
made it
so.
sound like they were going to take it and then they were going to destroy New York.
They were going to destroy New York because it was time for New York to fall.
I thought
Wait,
the
is that what
destroying
the-
New York part was the threat to make the
I think it
defenders
was.
do what they wanted. So then once the defenders were doing... And Iron Fist opening the stupid door, like how stupid
Yeah,
was
just
that
dumb.
fight?
Just I was like,
So bad.
Like when she
yeah.
redirected his fists.
as soon as they started fighting, I was like, she's gonna stand in front of the door.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the glowy hand and open
like
the
a
door.
matador.
You know what was great?
He's like a stupid bull.
Is how all the other defenders just give him crap because he's such a tool.
Yeah.
So probably the best line in the thing was when Luke Cage just got him tied up because they can't trust him because he's a wanker idiot. And it's funny because even the show seems to recognize that. So that kind of makes you like the show better because they realize that everyone hates Iron Fist.
Mm.
But they still... They
Hey,
realise that everyone hates him,
I
but they
didn't say
still
the
go
line
on about Kun Lan, I'm the immortal Iron Fist.
Now, this is Luke Cage calling out. He says, "You may think you've earned your strength, but you had power the day you were born. I'd think twice about using that thing on people feeding their families. That thing isn't his penis; it's his glowing hand."
Oh, gee.
Can
Now-
he redirect his chi to his penis?
Why not?
Iron knob.
I'm the immortal Iron Dick.
Or would you have had to plunge it into the molten heart of the dragon in order to gain that power?
Oh, jeez.
Is that the dragon he killed?
No,
I didn't watch the end of Iron Fist.
don't
I was
know.
like, whose dragon is this and where did
It
it come
never
from?
shows you. No, it's just
he just goes into a cave, and I think you hear growling. That's about it.
Yeah, that's
okay.
coming back.
Here's how it should have been written. Okay, this is just my take. I think if they wrote it like this, it would have been perfect. Focus on. I know you guys are gonna hate me for it, but focus on Danny Rand.
They did do that, and it sucked.
No, okay.
felt like that's
Hear me
what
out.
they
Hear
did.
me out. Okay. The show starts, and you don't get a 10-minute intro to every character. You just stick with Danny Rand. He's trying to find the hand. Okay, and he goes through the arc of trying to do everything himself. He figures out that, and I guess you could show a bit more of the hand being a bit stronger and what they're good at, because like in the show you were like, yeah,
No,
they're the
it's
hand,
like
but
there was no threat.
there was no.
It started
there was
cool and
nothing
like,
special.
okay, these are the bosses. They must be the BA guys. And then they're all afraid of this woman who's been
Yeah.
alive for 5 minutes when
Like-
they've been alive for 10 centuries.
When the Japanese guy was like cutting up the bear, I was like, he's obviously gonna like eat the heart and like become a bear man or something. You know what I mean? Like just have something special.
interesting.
Yeah. So Danny Rand needs to realize that he can't defeat the hand by himself because he's not strong enough, and then he eventually realizes that he needs other people's help and recruits the other three, even though they don't want to help. Then they form a team and defeat the hand. Like that would have been a better story.
No, I
It
just
actually
think
makes sense.
it needed to not be the hand. I think they're just a crap villain.
They are so bad.
Or just make the hand something that you would actually be afraid of. Like you'd be like, oh, like
They had to be
Yeah.
more sinister.
Or at least
Exactly.
give them a plan that makes any sense at all.
having Elektra in it kind of killed the bad guys for the whole season.
Yeah.
Because what was she there for?
what was
She
the
never made any sense. It didn't make any sense that they used the last of their potion on her.
Well, what was the
She
main
didn't achieve
lady's
anything.
name?
They're
She
meant
was
to
the
be-
Black Sky.
They're meant to be strong anyway. The friggin' lady with the cane keeps walking
Miss-
around, chi
Madame Gao.
blasting everyone.
And she's suddenly psychic. Was that always a
No.
thing?
And then at the end, she didn't even have a fight. She just walked off and came back to say, "We're dead."
Classic gal.
What's the
Where
main
did you go? Why
bad,
didn't you stay and fight?
bad lady? What's her name?
Sigourney Weaver.
No, the character.
Electra.
No, the main,
no,
the one
the
Sigourney
white one.
Weaver
Sigourney
played.
Weaver.
No, but like
I
what
don't
was
know
her
what her
character?
name
Ripley. No one knows her name. but she was so
Alexandria or
useless.
something? No. Anyway,
Yeah,
there was
you had it
there was
right.
no
There was
reason for her
something.
to have a disease because it made her like. Did they want her to be relatable? I think
I
they
get
went
it-
for a relatable enemy, and it was like, Why?
I don't know
I
why
want
she
to
had
be
the
afraid of
disease.
the enemy.
The
I
other
want
thing
there
is-
to be tension in this.
That was to make
Yeah.
Electra more important because she didn't use it on herself, I think.
Well, the thing is, like,
So she actually
she's
cared about Electra, I
She's a
think,
big
so,
bad
yeah.
boss,
Why?
but you never see her do anything, and then she gets killed by.
No, she
Electra.
flipped over Electra once.
They were clearly. That was literally the only.
Yeah,
thing
that
she
was
did.
literally the only thing she did. Like, remember in the restaurant when the Japanese guy walks in, puts on the gloves, and they're about to throw down? I was like, finally, show me that this woman is to be feared. Like, show me how strong she
She
is.
just walked out.
Nothing.
Yeah, and I actually was thinking the only time all the defenders fight was twice, eh?
Yeah.
The hallway and then the underground cave thing.
And the Chinese restaurant, briefly.
Yeah, but that Daredevil
Very
was
brief.
separate from
How
Yeah.
funny was the cops getting to the underground car park and then not being able to get to the main door for like 20 minutes
And
while
then
they had
she
a
just
conversation?
shoots it with a gun and walks through.
we
Because
couldn't break through it.
police don't have
4 policemen
battering
couldn't
rams.
do it, but this Misty Knight could.
Oh man!
Is that how she got in? She just
yeah,
shot
she
it.
shot the door.
She shot the door
So
handle.
simple.
So stupid.
Then they went to the front and they were like, "Oh, it's bulletproof glass. We can't get through that." But then they got in.
What about the door? The door's not glass.
Okay, we've talked enough about how much we hate it.
You liked it.
What did you like about it? It had enough redeeming things that I liked it.
Nope.
Nope.
I liked. You know what I liked? I liked seeing Daredevil in his suit doing a flip.
Yeah.
That's about.
You know what else was awesome? This is another relationship thing, that how they all thought Daredevil was so cool because he's the only one who's an actual superhero,
Yeah, you're right.
and they're all like, "Oh." And when he's like choking the guy, and Luke Cage is like, "That's so cool," because they're all chumps who haven't actually
Yeah.
done anything.
And Iron Fist is like, I guess it's kind of cool.
And how he's like better than them because he's actually done it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm.
I liked everything about Daredevil in it, even him and Elektra.
Yeah, Daredevil was awesome.
I like that. I just hate Foggy and the friggin' chick.
Yeah,
Dude,
totally.
does my
Can I just say
I
one
think you're
more?
supposed to hate Foggy though. I feel like you're always supposed to want to punch him in the
Foggy
face.
annoying.
Well, when
if
I
I had
was
a friend who
watching-
was a superhero, I'd want to help him,
Who's
not be
Foggy?
annoying. He's an annoying lawyer friend who's always just
Oh.
berating him about being a superhero. You
But-
should be a lawyer instead.
His people around him do get killed, and he almost dies all the time though. So it's not that crazy.
Yeah, but they act like they care about him, but he hasn't talked to the guy in like months.
The most frustrating thing for me was their powers and their power levels just go up and down
Yeah.
consistently. There's no consistency at all.
I actually thought that about Luke Cage the whole time. I'm like, nobody should be able to challenge this guy.
Half the time they can beat Elektra like one-on-one, then half the time she takes out all 4 of them, and then half the time Luke Cage get punched and he goes flying, and half the time he just stands there and take the punch.
And how is Jessica Jones not dead in every fight?
Yeah,
She's
how's
super
no one just
strong.
gone? Oh, bang!
She doesn't know kung fu, and she's not like bulletproof.
She can get shot, right?
No,
Yeah.
she's super strong. She's not like resistant.
Yeah,
or
so like
whatever.
she could just
Yeah,
get
she
shot.
could die.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Like, if
thought
she
you
gets
meant-
shot, she's
yeah.
dead.
Like Luke Cage was luckily there every time someone decided to
gun.
use their gun.
Yeah.
If someone just stayed there with a gun, then and how stupid was their plan at the end with the elevator and they came swinging in like it was like a 1980s Batman film?
Oh yeah, we got to sit.
That was so funny.
They spent so much time setting
That's
up.
the worst plan I've ever seen in my life.
we can't just walk in there and fight
Took
them.
out 2 extra
Like, you
guys.
could have just done that. You didn't need to say, we're going to do this.
I've got a plan, but you're not gonna like it.
And you know,
For
at the end,
reasons.
I think this sums up like the terrible writing and how no thought went into it. At the end, they're standing there together, like I think Daredevil's dead already, and they say, "All right, we're gonna work together. We're gonna protect the city." Just say defend. Why are the defenders? You defend.
And then you can roll credits, right?
And
Yeah.
Colleen also says, "I'm here to make sure no one gets hurt ever again."
They're still never. They've,
Is Colleen part of the Defenders?
Nice.
No, they're just setting up a spin-off for her and Misty Knight.
Oh, really?
Obviously, it's so annoying. So Misty Knight losing an arm, she gets a robotic arm.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what she is?
And her and Colleen have their own storyline.
Wow.
Are they gonna do an Iron Fist and Luke Cage thing like in the old TV show?
I'd be okay with that because I actually like their relationship.
They were
Me too.
okay. They
Yeah.
were the for me, they were the only bearable part. When they were on together, I was like, okay, this could be okay.
When he slapped his knee with the newspaper, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
like the interaction.
when he kept laughing at him about the dragon.
yeah.
Yeah, and he offered him the last dumpling. Like their interactions was like the only.
That's what, like the
relationship
defenders
building.
with the other defenders is great. It's everything else.
Mm.
The bad
I was
guys.
annoyed that Luke Cage didn't say anything about the dragon when they saw the dragon bones.
Yeah,
Like when you that was you could have
Yeah.
played off that.
and the
A dragon.
They are real.
oh jeez.
I just want to watch Daredevil again because that was good.
And Punisher's coming out, which is great.
New York.
There was a Punisher ad at the end of the last episode. Did you guys see it?
Yeah, he's making his logo with a hammer.
That
Yeah.
guy that got killed at the start. I
With-
thought it was the Punisher.
with
I was like, why is the
surprising
Punisher
precision.
here, and why does he have a sword?
Man, the whole time I was just like, you give me enough bloody Colleen Wing, give me some freaking Punisher, give me some Wilson
he
Fisk,
just
give me
came in-
someone good.
If he
Yeah.
just came in and like shot everyone that they were fighting and messed them up,
And took all the dragon bones.
why can't people get bad guys right?
They
would've
did.
thought that'd be
Fisk
the
and
easiest
Punisher
thing.
was so good.
No, but like so often bad guys suck, and you think that's where you start because that's what makes it have tension and feel like something.
And the Purple Man was good as well. What the
Yeah,
Kilgrave.
Kilgrave.
David.
That was
Tennant,
actually sick.
Doctor
Yeah.
Who.
Yeah.
He would have been great against the defenders because he would have
Definitely.
controlled one of them and made him like punch the
Yeah, a
other.
bad guy with a superpower. How novel in a superpowered
They
freaking thing.
Had super dragon juice.
One of
The
them
thing
had
is-
They got dragon bones.
The thing is, I didn't understand them the whole time. Like, I didn't understand why they were so strong or powerful, like who they were, how long they've been alive for. Like, they keep alluding to the fact that they've been alive for a while, but it's just that everything was so vague.
I thought there was going to be a door to Kunlun.
Yeah, same.
That's
what
why
you
they
get
made
that
it seem
impression.
like it
I
was.
thought it was a
Because
portal.
we're trying to get back. That
Kunlun.
was like a
Because you didn't know
motivation I
what
could
made him
understand.
invincible, but you assumed it was in Kunlun.
And they kind of did well with the Madame Gao just like reminiscing, and like you could kind of relate. Like she talks about the smells of Kunlun and how nice it must have been for
So-
Denny Rand. I was like, okay, there's some kind of motivation there,
And they kept talking about how they
Just
wanted to go
Dragon
back.
Balls.
So you're like, okay,
because that would have made that hole like more interesting if it was like a doorway.
yeah.
Yeah. Was that the goal, to get the bone?
It seemed like they had two different storylines.
And then what?
And they just
And then they
kinda
can
combined
make
them.
the
Dragon
juice,
soup.
the black juice.
What they
The-
poured
the
into
substance.
That's the
Electra?
stuff that like makes them immortal.
So that's all they wanted.
Yeah,
bone
and
for
they
the
wasted the
dragon.
last bit on Electra for no reason.
But the way they were talking about it sounded like it was a doorway to Kunlun.
Yeah.
People seem to have liked this though, right?
No.
Do you get the impression that
liked
anyone liked it?
The more
liked it.
the more I thought about it, the more I didn't like it. But I enjoyed it.
No.
I think that's the trick with these Netflix
Ugh.
Marvel shows. Don't think about it too much.
The other
Because
thing
it
is,
doesn't have subtext.
yeah.
There's no deeper meaning to anything. It's just there to entertain you while it's on the screen.
but it didn't.
But
I
then
mean, if it fails at that, then it's really
that would be
failed, but-
okay if they didn't do so well in the other season.
Rotten Tomatoes says 81% from the audience.
See, that's
Wow.
that's too high. Like, it should be in the 40s.
What was Iron Fist? Can you look up Iron Fist?
It's definitely not as bad as we're bashing it.
I think it was.
I think it was.
You know what?
I didn't hate it as much while I was watching it, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that was really stupid. And then definitely as soon as Elektra killed Sigourney Weaver, I was like, oh, what was the point of any of this?
Yeah.
Even how they use violence with superhero movies, you either expect no blood or you expect like Deadpool and Jessica Jones, where it's really dark, people get their limbs cut off, like it's proper scary. Whereas in this movie, half the movie felt like there was no blood,
show.
and then people's heads just started rolling off, and you're like, whoa, like it's
And then they had a 20-minute conversation about blowing up a building with no
Yeah.
one in it. Who cares?
sense!
What? We're going to take the hand down by not killing any of them, but blowing up one of their buildings. This is the company who has worldwide infrastructure, so clearly they can get new buildings if they want.
Just kill them! Iron Fist has 77% audience.
Like, I wasn't so mad at that
The
building
audience is
blowing up
wrong.
thing, but it just went for like 20 minutes of them
Yeah.
talking about it.
There's nothing to debate.
The audience is wrong.
But, so, Iron Fist has 17% critic score.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
What was Defenders?
Defenders was 75%.
what?
Ooh,
Critics
critics seem to
score.
like it.
No.
The critics' consensus is it further develops well-known characters in an action-packed arc whose payoff packs more than enough punch to offset its flaws.
Someone got paid a lot of money to write that.
Well, that's enough about Defenders for us. This has been Trendsettings episode 56. I'm Ali.
I'm a Chris.
I'm angry.
I'm Ye Chan. Okay, Google, who are you?
I'm your Google Assistant. A new way to talk to Google.
Okay, Google, subscribe to Trend Settings on YouTube.
Group settings.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I don't know.
You're terrible.
Anyway, bye.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe
The
on
mic is
YouTube.
muted.
Subscribe. Shut up, Google. Thanks for watching. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe on Facebook. Share us on Facebook. Watch us live at 8 o'clock every Thursday on Facebook. We love you. Give us reviews. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Did you like the new screen? Did you like the table?
Subscribe to the newsletter.
Enroll to vote. You've got like 3 hours left. See you later.